your girl Salena, and today is Vlogtober day number 3. And today I'm going to be doing a story time about the nastiest thing that I've ever done. Okay? It's a story time, so it's going to be funny. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and drop a comment down below if you guys want to get a shout out in my next video. Also, stay tuned for the end of the video for a shout out that I'm going to post on the screen at the end of the video. Alright, so let me tell y'all what happened. So I'm a little nervous about telling the story, but I don't care because whatever. So anyways, so my oldest daughter, right? I used to live, well, actually, when the third time after I had left my oldest daughter's dad, he ended up, it was like around like the holiday time. It was like around Thanksgiving-ish or whatever. So I ended up leaving him a couple of times, going back and forth, breaking up, going back and forth, breaking up, going back and forth, that type of stuff. So I basically, excuse me for paying attention to all my surroundings because I'm walking to the bus stop so I can go home. But anyways, I went back. He basically had called me the last and final time of us actually officially breaking up. So I go back to his mom's house with him, his mom, and my oldest daughter at the time, who was about maybe 4 years old. I'm not really sure. So I go back to their house to go stay with him and his mom for a little while until my baby father could save up enough money for us to get into another apartment. But by then, his mom had already developed a animosity towards me because I kept leaving her son to come back out here every time me and him got into an argument, and I didn't know what else to do. I was really young and really stupid at the time. Didn't know how to communicate at all. So instead of me communicating, he didn't know how to communicate either. It was a two-party thing. But instead of me fixing the problem or figuring out ways for us to fix our problems, I would just always run. And I would come back out here. So I ended up going back out there or whatever. Like I said, his mom had this weird animosity towards me when I came back. And she had her own stuff going on at the time with her husband and her kid and all this other stuff. Just weird stuff going on. And I was staying at the time when I had came back the last and final time. I stayed with her, him, and my oldest daughter, Angela, in his mom's house. Now, let's just say for the first week, it was very awkward, very uncomfortable, very weird. Maybe because I had a little bit of guilt knowing that I kept on leaving, and knowing that the last apartment that we had was, the reason why we lost it was mostly my fault because I left. But everybody has to own up to their own mistakes as well, not just me. But anyways, so I went back to the house or whatever. And like I said, after the first week, his mom started acting funny. His mom started acting mad funny. So she would I didn't have a job when I went back there, obviously. She would start doing weird, funny stuff, like hiding dish soap because she felt like I was using too much dish soap. And she works and she pays for her own stuff. And she felt like maybe because I was a grown-ass woman staying with her that I could at least try and put my own stuff in the house if I'm going to be using it. Well, she was right. Now that I'm an adult and I understand, she was right. I would be mad if I had an older woman staying in my house that kept on leaving my son every time they got into an argument and just be using up all my shit like that. I would be mad too. But she didn't have to do it. She didn't have to do what she did, basically. So she hid her dish soap so I couldn't use it. Then she started hiding stuff hiding toilet paper, bro, because I was using all her toilet paper. They had a security alarm system in their house, So every time they would leave to go to work or whatever, they would set the alarm and leave me in the house with the baby at the time, which was my daughter, leave me in the house with her by myself and expect me not to go outside at all because they probably figured I had nowhere to go. So they would set the alarm and not tell me the code in case I decided I needed to go somewhere. So I would be stuck in the house while they were at work for 8 hours with my daughter with no toilet paper, no dish soap. Then on top of that, they barely left any food in the house. They were leaving like struggle meals basically in the house. Vegetable soup, juice that was hers that she said we couldn't touch, but I was touching it anyways because if my daughter was thirsty, I was thirsty, we was using it. And she used to leave stuff like waffles, soup, Kool-Aid, little dumb stuff like that in the house in the refrigerator for us to eat. I remember one time they even turned off the oven. Excuse me for my double chin, but that bitch wanted to talk too, obviously. They used to one time they turned off the oven. They turned off the power downstairs from the oven so that I couldn't use the stove because they were mad I kept using the food. Then I remember one time I wanted to go outside and go smoke a cigarette. Forgot the alarm was on. Went to go open the door to go smoke a cigarette. The alarm started going off. Neither one of them answered their phone. Neither my daughter's dad or his mom answered the phone for me to tell them that I was trying to go outside and smoke a cigarette, and neither one of them was trying to open the door. Turn off the alarm. They said that the cops were gonna come and ask me for my ID. So make sure I have my ID ready because they were gonna ask for proof that I was supposed to be there or whatever. So they did. They came and wanted to see my ID. And then next thing you know it, my daughter's dad's mom came home from work to tell the cops to confirm that she wanted me there. So she was mad about that I set off the alarm. Then she was mad, like I said, because I was using her food, eating her food. So she started hiding food, hiding toilet paper, hiding dish soap so that I couldn't use it to wash the dishes if I did decide to eat. Complaining that the house was a mess every time she came home from work, even though it wasn't a mess. She just wanted to always complain. I remember one time she sat there, mind you, this whole time, this third time that I came back, she sat there, she had like this glass like china cabinet, and inside of it had a whole bunch of glass figurines, and those figurines cost a lot of money. Those things go in the mall for probably like $700 to $1,000 a piece. I remember one time I was sitting on the couch and she sat there and tried to count each and every single one of them to see if I stole one of them, counting them out loud, going, I know how many I got in here, so if some of them come up missing, I'm gonna know who did it. And she started counting them in front of me, trying to be funny. So I just had enough. I had enough of this shit. Like, I had a fucking enough. So the next day, before I was getting ready to leave, like the day before I was getting ready to leave, come back out here, because I felt some type of way, like the way they were treating me and stuff. It's like, y'all, he wants me back out here. He begged me to come back out here the last and third time so I can come back out here and try to make it work at least one more time. But the way she was moving was like, yo, fuck this shit. I'm out. I'm going back home to my mom. I already got a motherfucker waiting for another dude waiting for me to go back to anyway. So it's really not that big of a deal. I don't even know why the fuck I came back out here anyways in the first place. Maybe because I felt bad that he was begging me to come back. Who knows? But I ended up, the day before I ended up leaving, she had the toilet paper and I had to go to the bathroom so freaking bad. When I tell you I had to go to the bathroom, after I had ran out of my own napkins that I bought for myself to use my own toilet paper, there was no tissue. I had to take a shit. And I had to go to the bathroom a lot. So guess what I did? I did what the fuck I had to do. I was wiping my ass every time I got done taking a shit, every time I got done taking a piss, wiping my ass and my coochie on her hand towels that she had in her bathroom, that she had hanging up over the bar for like decorations and stuff. You know how some people have those towels and washcloths that you cannot touch because it's for decorations? Yes, a bitch was using those to wipe her ass and her coochie every time I had to take a shit and a piss for the whole day. And on top of that, I was really, really mad and feeling really, really petty. So I did, the nasty stuff I did. I filled up her Nair that she had underneath her, I think it was her summer's eve or something, shampoo, conditioner, something. I filled it up with toilet water. I put it in the thing and filled it up with toilet water. And then there was a toothbrush in the bathroom, and I don't think it was her daughter's because it wasn't a kid toothbrush, it was an adult toothbrush. I took that and cleaned the inside of the toilet and brushed it inside of the toilet, tapped it off and threw it back in the drawer in the bathroom. That's the nastiest thing I've ever done, you guys. And you know what? I don't care, because like now that I'm grown and I'm older, and it's like, yo, that shit was mad funny. And like, yeah, basically the moral of this story time is I don't do anything to intentionally hurt anybody or do anything to intentionally do anything wrong to somebody. If I do something to somebody, it's because they did something to me first. And I don't really go, like now that I'm older and I realize karma really is a bitch, now I learn, like, when you don't make any actions, do anything to somebody even after they've done something to you, the best way to go is to, number one, be quiet, walk away, don't say anything, and just continue on with your day. I usually pray for them on their behalf. God forgive them, they don't know any better. Pray over them that they have deliverance from whatever anger or bitterness that they're having, and then go and then ask God for me to have a peace in my heart and a sound mind, because also after interacting with I'm not gonna say evil person, but after interacting with somebody who is negative, that can have a toll on your mind. And sometimes people allow stuff like that to penetrate their minds for the rest of the day, and then that dictates whether or not they have a good or a bad day. So after I interact with somebody that is obviously not in the best of their mood or having something wrong with them, I make sure that I pray for them, forgive them in my heart, and continue about my day. But I didn't know about stuff like that back in the day, which was about 8 years ago. I didn't know about stuff like that. And back in the days, I did whatever I felt like was on my mind. If you did something to me, best to believe I'm coming for you. But now that I'm an adult, I've learned to let go and let God, and karma really is a bitch. But I'm about to end this video here. My bus is here. It's time for me to go. That's the end of the story. Leave a comment down below. Let me know the nastiest thing you've ever done, and I'll give you a shout out in my next video. Till next time. Oh, and here's a shout out on the screen to this individual right here. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for your support. And thank you till next time, guys. Peace, love, and grace.